Good afternoon, my followers and friends and everybody that's listening to this. I wanted to kind of put this across today because yesterday was just like, wow, amazing. The reactions went on into the night, and it was a really late night last night. But it was tirelessly grateful and humbled by all the reactions that I got yesterday. So today I just thought I would kind of break down the front cover and what it's about. Obviously the picture, me, and I'm not telling you how I did it, but it represents rebirth. It represents a new life. It represents that no matter where you are in your life, no matter what you've been through, you survived it. And if you can look back and see where things went wrong and analyze it or think on it, you can see where you can make things better and you can change. You may not be changing essentially you, but you're changing how you think, your perspective, and who you are, and what you can do by what you learn. And that was the point of that's the point of my book. That's the point of my recovery. I learned more about myself going through that process than I ever learned from anything in my life. It just took a lot of work getting there, you know. The what if, I mean, if you've read some of the book so far, it's the what if I hadn't have made that phone call that one night that led me to not giving up, not getting on that coach the next day, not going to Essex, and not starting my voluntary work, of which I was made aware that I was very good at, of caring for people. I took a chance. Walking out that door, I could have either gone on back out onto the street and used, because I had been in a situation before which was life and death, and I could have died, and my depression took over and my addiction was feeding into my brain. But one single thought, when I saw the fellowship sign, I knew I had to make a phone call. I knew I had to just say, I'm sorry, it's late and I'm not going to make it, and thank you for giving me this chance, blah blah, you know. But I made the phone call and it was like, hey, it's okay, come up when you can get here, it's no problem, don't worry about it, I'll meet you at the station, I'll come and pick you up. And that instant that I had that second thought in my head, everything's changed. My thought pattern changed, my thought process changed, everything changed. And all the what ifs kind of made sense, because what if I hadn't gone to that meeting? What if I hadn't have stood up and owned my truth? What if I hadn't have believed in my friends? What if I hadn't have believed that I could do something that was beyond anything that I'd ever done before? What if I hadn't have made that phone call? Then I wouldn't be here now. I wouldn't be talking to you guys and expressing how I'm feeling about all of this, because it's like, wow, overwhelming, and the response is like crazy. But I appreciate it, and I'm humble, and I am exhausted, but that's okay, because it's a happy exhaustion. I'm fine with it, you know. I've got 3 days left before I go back to normal life, and I'm making the most of this now. So bear with me, okay? You choose to believe. Well, you choose to believe whatever you want to believe, okay? If you choose to believe what I've written, if you can see the similarities in my words of the things and the situations that I was in, it may not have been identical to your life or your situations or whatever, but if you can find any similarities, you can find a way to see what connects you and me and everybody. How we behave, how we think, how we feel, what we've been through. No matter who you are. You choose to believe in you, then you open the floodgates, you open the window to every opportunity that is out there. Because when you choose to believe in you, your perspectives, your open-mindedness opens up all the possibilities, because you can see all the possibilities. It's not just written down in a book, it's in front of you. It's just getting out there and finding it and doing it. And I know that sounds simple, and in reality it can be hard work, but it's scary, but it's worth it. It's just believing in yourself, believing in you, that you can do anything. It's moving forward. It's making that decision that you can actually do this. You are worth more in your life. You are worth more than the negatives in your brain that stop you from moving forward, because they give you all the doubts in your head, that you doubt yourself, and then you will come up with 101 reasons to not do something. But if you just stop, pause for 5 seconds, and find that one possibility that, hey, maybe I can do this, so let's just do it. And I did. My God, that's what I did in my recovery. I had this doubts, and I had the lack of self-worth and all that sort of stuff. But then I could look around me and look at all the people that have changed. Look at all what everybody's doing, and I'm thinking back to myself, and I'm thinking, well, hey, if you can do this, then maybe I can do this. And thinking maybe I can do this opened up the window of opportunities. And everything became possible. The impossible became impossible. I just had to get out there and do it, no matter what it was. And the other thing is the third time lucky. And oh my God, did I try on this one. Because the third time lucky, the first time I made the decision to put my words out to the world in a book, was the scariest thing I had ever done. One of the scariest things I'd ever done. Because I was putting myself out there, like sacrificing myself on the cross or something, do you know what I mean? But because the poems and the things that I wrote were so personal and I didn't know exactly how to cope with it all, I just cut and pasted everything into a book form, manuscript, and found a publisher and said, right, send this off. Is this okay? This is brilliant. This is unique. They said, we'll create this book, and they created this book and that sort of stuff. And I didn't realize at the time it needed a lot of work. And it wasn't just the spellings and the grammar, and it was the structure, it was the introduction, it was the flow, it was the depth of the book, it was the meaning. We all can read a book of poems from anybody, and you read it as a book of poems. It's just a book of poems. Anybody can write a book of poems. But when the poems have a flow that is an account to the process that you went through to change your life, giving meaning of what you were thinking and feeling, you open it up to anything and anybody. So, first time, brought it back, gave myself some time to mull over it and get on with life, and I thought I'd try again. Second time lucky. Okay, this is where I started to ask for help again. I started to use my program and ask for help. And the second time I did get help, and we went through the whole script and we created more. I wrote more. I began to feel the pain, feel the grief, feel the loss, feel the shame, feel the guilt, feel everything. Because I had to get in contact with the meaning of it all. To feel it, to allow myself to feel every single thing. So I could be strong enough to publish something that was going to be meaningful to a lot of people. So I put it out there again, and again, it still wasn't right. Again, it still had mistakes in it and still wasn't exactly how I wanted it, but I was trying so hard to get my work out there, to become a writer, to change my career, to change my life. And in the midst of normal life and normal responsibilities and everyday situations and circumstances, I'm smack dab in the middle trying to create something that I know can work, that I know that will affect a lot of people and help a lot of people. I know what it's like to be alone with all this stuff. I spent all my life alone with this stuff. So again, I stepped back, I processed, I re-looked at it, stripped it back, stripped it down, broke it all apart and rejigged everything. But as I was rejigging everything, I began to add more to it. I began to feel more to it. Thinking back to the situations, thinking back to the circumstances, thinking about what I went through and thinking about all the things I didn't say, of where I came from, how I became who I was, how I managed to survive. And then the next 10 years took me going through everything again and again and again, rewriting until I could get it right, relearning, even going back to college to take a literacy course to learn how to write properly. 56 years old, like, and I'm going back to college, but I did it and I learned so much, and I'm still in the process, I'm still there. And then I had to get it onto the format that suited Amazon, and I produced it in a Kindle, but which was a stripped back version, as I said, and it took a lot of the depth of the book out of it, but I did it to get my work out there. But then I thought, no, I've got to get the paperback out. I've got to get the book out. The platform of my recovery. The foundation of what my project is about, because that's what it's turned out to be, a project. My project. And like, here it is, my baby. Third time lucky. My third time lucky try. You know, sometimes we all get 3 wishes, 3 chances, 3 opportunities, and maybe the third time one is the lucky one. You go through all the stuff in the first one, and the second time a little bit more awareness, a little bit more knowledge, and then maybe the third time lucky, it's there. You make it. And this is what this is all about. This is here and now. And I've been studying, I've been learning, I've become self-aware. I've listened to all the tutorials, I've listened to all the talks, and I have some really good mentors. And I'm kind of getting there. According to the last 24 to 36 hours has been incredible. Because doing this is scary as hell, but I need to do it. I have the time, I have the opportunity, I am in my zone now doing this. This is me, and this is what I want to do and carry on with. I have a window of 3 more days left. And then I've got 18 months left to make sure this project gets off the ground and working. Helping me and helping other people, and adding something just a little bit different by someone who is actually living this process in the middle of it. Because this isn't finished. Nowhere near. This is the start. This is the account of me every single day going through everything. Because when I listen to people in the meetings, I listen to people talking about their everyday life. And I was relating to it, and I could see possibilities. I could see they were carrying on, they were moving on, they were doing something, they were trying. And because I could see that they were trying, it made me think, what if I tried? What if I can do this? Because I know that anybody can. I know you can. The same way as I know that I can. Please excuse the format. I'm still working on the video cam, but this is just my tab thing, and I'm hoping it works. But thank you for your time. Thank you for being here, and thank you for listening. And thank you for helping me believe in myself and see who I am. You all make a difference. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Look after yourselves and take care of your own. Those you care about, your families and your friends. Okay, I think I've got it. Thank you. Bye-bye.